Hey, welcome to New York City. I'm here to show you a coordinate grid system. Did you know most of the cities in the United States use a coordinate grid system to set up their cities? And it makes it really easy to know north, south, east, and west, and to be able to figure out where different things are located in their cities. So today I'm going to be teaching you about coordinate grid systems and the X and the Y axis. When looking at a coordinate grid, the first thing we want to look at is the axes. We have the X and Y axes. The X axis is going to give us the horizontal coordinates on the coordinate grid, and the Y axis is going to give us the vertical. So vertical goes up and down. So I have a way of remembering that. When I think of the letter Y, in the letter Y, we have that vertical piece that holds up the Y. So, and it has the V. So we have the V for vertical that holds it up vertical. So that's how I remember that the Y axis is going to be the vertical piece. The next thing that we have to think about is the ordered pair, which is going to be the coordinates that we're going to get. Whenever you have an ordered pair, you put the x-axis first, then the y-axis, and they're usually written with parentheses around them like this. So I always remember it, you want to go over first, then up, over, then up. So if I want to figure out the coordinate grid for the arena here, what I would do is I would go over on the x-axis, so I have 0, 1, 2, 3, so over 3, and then how many am I going up? I'm going up 1, 2, or I can look over at my number here. So over 3, so 3 would be in the x coordinate spot, and then 2 would be in the y coordinate spot like that. So how about we try the aquarium together right now? So I'm going to go over to the 9 where the aquarium is. Okay, so then 9 will be my first coordinate grid in the coordinate for my ordered pair in the x-axis. And then I'll go over, and over would be 4. Using your finger to trace it is a good idea. So my ordered pair for the aquarium is 9 and 4. You may also be given a coordinate pair here with your ordered pair where you have to plot the point. So again, you would have to try that. So you'd go over 1, and that's on the x-axis, 1. So I like to put a little dot there to remind myself. And then up 7. So then I would be plotting that right there. And it's hard for me on the iPad here to write it, but then you'd want to write that coordinate pair or whatever the location was. So if I would say this is a restaurant, then you could write out restaurant. So could you, I know it's hard to do it on the computer, but could you plot a point at 5, 6 for me? And if you did that properly, then that would be the point where you would put it. Sometimes you also might have to say, what would be the path you would take to get from one place to another? So if I'm going from the arena to the aquarium, you would have to say how many spots you'd go over. So I'm going to look on the x-axis, which is the horizontal axis, and I'm going to count how many spaces. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you have to go 6 horizontal spaces to the right. And then you will move up how many spaces vertically? 1, 2. 2 spaces vertically. You may also have to tell the difference between two different points and say how many units are between each of them. So if I have point J over here at 5, 7, and I have a mystery point over there, I would have to figure out how many spots it would be to get there. So I like to use the little jumping 1, 2, 3, and so I would say it's 3 units apart. You may have to do this too. So next I'm going to show you a visual, and I'm going to give you some things to do with that visual. First thing I want you to do is I want you to tell me the ordered pairs for Madison Square Garden, New York Public Library, and the Bryant Park. So here are your answers. I hope you got those right. So then how would you, what's the difference between how would I get from Madison Square Garden to B? Think about that. And what I would think about is I would go up how many spots. So I would say you have to go vertically 1, 2, 3, 4 spots. So vertically up 4 and 1 horizontal spot to the left to get to B. If I said that the Empire State Building is at 5, 1, where would you place that? So then I placed the Empire State Building with a green dot. Coordinate grids are very important, especially when you keep going forward in algebra, in middle school and high school. So if you could, please make sure you're really good at these coordinate grids. They're kind of fun. You can make little shapes with them and make designs. But then again, in high school, it will get harder, and so you need to know the basics of the coordinate grids to be able to be successful then. So I hope you enjoyed my flip lesson, and we're going to be working with coordinate grids tomorrow.